very excited to be joined in here by the Wiz and the Asset. You can call us the Judge and Houdini. Greetings, gentlemen. Simon the Wiz Whitlock and Paul the Asset Nicholson are going to be competing in the Darts Invitational Challenge at Etihad Stadium on Friday night. Welcome to you both.
Thanks for having us. Thank you very much.
I think you're both imposters because I've seen darts on television and neither of you are overweight. What's wrong with you?
Well, I think we're part of the new generation. We look after ourselves, and Simon and I actually play a lot of golf, don't we, Si?
Yeah, golf and a bit of table tennis on the side.
Yeah. How does an Australian get involved in darts? Because obviously it's culturally much more a UK thing, Wiz.
Yeah, it's all to do with my parents, basically. They're English. My dad used to be a dart player, so I took it over.
And how does that work? Like I know with footy, for example, you get identified at a young age, and they say, oh, you know, there's a 12-year-old, he's got a lot of potential. Is that the way it happens in the world of darts?
It does happen these days. The youth system in the Professional Darts Corporation is extremely strong these days, and the feeding systems into the senior game are phenomenal. Back when I was a kid, there was nothing, but you had to wait until you were 18, 19 to go into the pubs and clubs and actually play darts. But nowadays, it's very strong in the youth ranks, and there are a lot of opportunities for them.
Well, every time I've seen it on television, it's in a licensed premises, and everybody seems to be having a rollicking good time, assisted, of course, by watching the dart players. Are there any ways in which a kid can practice darts without being in a licensed premises?
I think these days, there are so many equipment providers out there who provide ways of actually getting into the sport. One of the best things when you're 3 or 4 years old, you might be able to get a magnetic dartboard.
Yep.
It's got little magnets on the end that gets them into it, and then a little bit later on, when you're 6 or 7, you can get a dartboard with soft points. And then you can go into steel tip points after that when it's a little bit more in range. You don't want to be throwing steel tip points when you're about 5 or 6. You don't know what you're going to hit. But
do you have a long career as a darts player?
You can go to about, some of the guys who played in the World Championships at 67 years of age.
No, that's not bad.
Yeah.
How old are you? You look about 13.
Thank you very much. I'll take it as a compliment. I'm 34 years of age, but I like to think I'm not a day over 33.
But you both make a living out of it as professional darts players?
Yeah, there's great money in darts right now. The darts are so popular in England, it's the second most viewed sport behind football now.
Yeah, people. I still think it's the case. I was actually in London at the time. That the biggest sporting event in English television history was that final between who's the Irishman? The Irishman with the upturned glasses. Phil Taylor, is it? And Steve Davis?
Oh, that was in the snooker.
The snooker.
Yeah, that was. I think that got something in the region of 20 million viewers.
So it doesn't have to be a particularly athletic sport. It could be, one of those sort of parlour games, if you like, that can rate so well.
So Wiz, do you live in England? Do you?
Yeah, I've been there for 4 years now.
Oh, right. And how do you find you're accepted by the Poms? Is there any animosity, for example, about you coming over there and pinching their sport?
No, not really. At first I got a lot of stick, but I think they're all sort of quite happy I'm there now.
And Paul, you're known as the Aussie Geordie.
Yes.
So which are you?
Both.
Right.
Mostly Aussie, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I bleed green and gold. I really, really do. And funny enough, going back to your previous question, the English hate me for it.
Oh, do they?
Oh, they really do.
Right, so when you stayed up, you're telling us you're all a bit jet-lagged and all over the place. Who do you barrack for in the cricket?
I'm going for the Aussies.
All right, good man.
Yeah.
Hey, you've sold out on Friday night of 1,000 people in the Victoria room. Is that a surprise to you?
No, not really. Darts is very popular over here, especially in Victoria.
Whose idea was it?
Well, Etihad Stadium and Modus Darts Management, who look after Simon and myself, got their heads together and thought, there's a growing sport here, and we've got a great opportunity in the state of Victoria, and especially in the city of Melbourne, to actually put on something that is going to kickstart a generational view for this game. And I believe that's what it is. I mean, for this event to be sold out within 48 hours before any of the dart clubs in the surrounding areas even got wind of it is just a fantastic advertisement for how popular the sport has become, because it's now televised live. And I first went over in the World Championships in 2009 and had a great tournament, but when Simon the following year came back and got to the final, that was what kick-started the interest for all of the kids and the younger people getting into the game. Now the dart clubs are absolutely flowing with people.
You'll look at the Judge and myself, who do, and notice that obviously it takes us a lot of time to get our hair right first thing in the morning. Wiz, how long does it take you to get your hair in its current condition?
Not really that long, to be fair. I do cut my own hair, as you can probably tell.
I quote, I quote from an
I tell you what,
interview.
you've missed a bit of it.
Yeah, no, I can't see the back. That's
How
why
long
I
does
don't
it
cut
take you to rebraid your hair?
Not long. There's usually 4 people do it at once now, and it takes only a couple of hours. But
To
when I have
surprise
one
you that
person-
Burnzo and I, when we have our hair treated, the job is able to be carried out by one person.
In a very short time.
My hairdresser once did Simon's colouring, and she said it took about 8 or 9 hours, which is very, very good work.
Sometimes you ask questions of people not knowing what the answer is, and I get a little bit nervous, so I'll ask either of you. There's a photograph here that says Simon Whitlock during his 9-darter. What, he asks with trepidation, is a 9-darter?
A 9-darter is a perfect game, the equivalent to like a 147 in snooker.
Aha. So that's getting from 501 to 0 in the shortest number of... You can do it in 9 darts.
Yes.
Does that involve a man yelling out 180 a lot?
Usually there's a couple thrown in a 9-darter.
Right, okay.
There are different ways of actually hitting it, and when Simon got it in that final, it was the conventional 180, 180, 141 9-darter, but you can get it so many different ways. There have been some extraordinarily different ones done over the years, but the 180, 180, 141 is definitely the most conventional.
Now, for the people who can't get there on Friday night because you're sold out, you know, lovely problem to have, you're having a crack at a world record today. Can anyone come along and can you describe what the world record is?
I believe they can come along. We're going to be doing that at Etihad Stadium this afternoon, and what we're going to try and do is try and hit a bullseye from the furthest distance recordable.
Right.
You know, it's just over 5 metres, so we're looking at, you know, the same kind of distances that the girls can do a long jump. So
Right, so they do say you give enough monkeys enough typewriters, one of them will write Hamlet. Are you allowed unlimited darts, or are you going to get 3 each or 5 each? Or
I believe we're getting a couple of hours to do it. Is that
Yeah, I
right,
think
Sam?
we've got a time limit of
A
2
time limit.
hours, yeah.
Righto, and that's open to the public today at the Arena View restaurant at 2 o'clock.
That's correct.
Righto, and the current record is what? 5.05 metres.
Well, we've got an added incentive today, haven't we, Si? Because a certain Andrew Flintoff holds the record at 5 metres and 5 centimetres. So
Not the Andrew
we've
Flintoff.
got to beat this. We really have.
The
to.
Andrew Flintoff.
Yeah, and he's a
Andrew
big
Flintoff.
darts fan too. So
Right.
you know,
Well, he's from
gonna
the
know
north
this.
of England. Is darts sort of England-wide, or is it slightly more north of England orientated?
It's all over England,
All over.
yeah.
Been fantastic for you to come in and join us, given that you're both jet lagged and you've stayed up to watch the cricket and the golf
Yeah, that's correct.
overnight. Have fun on Friday night. I assume this will be a precursor to bigger and even bigger events in the future.
Yes, hopefully.
From the Judge and Houdini, we thank the Wiz and the Asset.
Thank you very much for
Thank you
having
very
us.
much.